Games new to me. Please like and subscribe.
Hey guys, Rob here for Games New to Me. Oh, lordy, I am really upset with EA, with microtransactions, with Star Wars Battlefront II, with all of it. And apparently I'm not the only one, cause, the Belgian government has now started looking into Star Wars Battlefront to see if perhaps what EA has done with these microtransaction and loot boxes is actually a form of gambling. Oh my god, I am so frustrated. Let me send you off to our foreign correspondent, Jake Monster, who will fill you in on the details, and I'll pick up after he's done.
Okay, Rob. Take it easy, big guy. Just chill for a second and let me fill everyone in on what's going on. Last week, the Belgian Gaming Commission reportedly launched an investigation into whether the system constituted a violation of gambling laws. According to PC Gamer and VTM News, the Commission's decision is clear. It considers inserting randomized pay-to-win schemes into video games as equivalent to the mixing of money and addiction, and thus a form of gambling like video slot machines. Belgian Minister of Justice Koen Geens added, mixing gambling and gaming, especially at a young age, is dangerous for the mental health of the child. He noted that Belgium would have to work through the European Union's process to achieve a total ban.
Wow, that's a hell of a thing, Jake. So, real quick question. Did EA have any response to any of this? Has anything happened? Have they made a statement, put out any information? What's going to happen? Are they backing off I can't even talk, I'm so furious. Are they backing off microtransactions, or are they going to double down on them? Or what's the deal? Jake, come on, man, fill me in.
EA has told its investors that removing microtransactions from Star Wars Battlefront II will not have a material impact on the game's projected earnings. Following intense community criticism, EA announced that it had temporarily suspended Star Wars Battlefront II's premium currency, crystals, ahead of the game's launch yesterday. The news was swiftly followed by a security report to its investors, which sought to calm fears that the suspension would impact EA's earnings. On November 16, 2017, Electronic Arts Incorporated, EA, announced in a blog on its website that it will turn off all in-game purchases for the Star Wars Battlefront II title until further notice, said the statement, along with the original press release, issued by EA's Jacob J. Schatz. This change is not expected to have a material impact on EA's fiscal year 2018 financial guidance. Jake Monster for Games New to Me, reporting. Back to you, Rob.
Wow, Jake, that is just amazing stuff. Thank you for your reporting, my friend. You always are the voice of reason and calm around here, and I appreciate that. I just wanted you to know that. By the way, I just Googled and found out that Hawaii's government is also looking into EA and its microtransactions and trying to figure out if it is in fact a form of gambling. So lots of governments are now starting to get interested. Now, why is this considered gambling? Let me really run it down for you. Because if you go to a store and buy something, you know what you're buying, okay? You're paying real money for a real product, and you know what that product is. With EA's loot boxes, when you buy a loot box, you don't know what's inside. Which means it's like putting a quarter or a dime or whatever, a token, in a one-armed bandit machine. I cannot talk today. In a one-armed bandit machine, and pulling that lever, and seeing those reels go back around and round and round and round and round, and then hoping against hope that you get 3 cherries so that you get a big payout, but you don't know if that's going to happen. Meaning it's a game of chance. Meaning you are putting money down on a game of chance. And that's exactly what you're doing with microtransactions, at least the way they are presented in EA's Battlefront II. Now, I don't want government's heavy-handed approach to gaming. I don't. But this microtransaction stuff has just gotten so out of control. It's gotten so pervasive. You try playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, and you're playing and you're shooting, and you get taken out by a guy who has, and you can see what cards he has, and he's just got every slot filled up with just rares and just pay to win, basically. Now, he didn't go out and buy those individual upgrades. He didn't. He had to play the game of chance, and he just happened to get lucky and get the loot boxes that had exactly what he wanted in them. And that's why he was able to kick my ass. Because if I had those same upgrades, if I had those same abilities, then I would have won, because I was winning the match until he used them. So, it is pay to win. It is a game of chance, because you don't know what you're paying for. You're putting down money, and you're hoping that you're going to get a great loot box. But you don't know what's inside. You don't know what you're going to get. It's randomized. So, it's a game of chance. So yeah, it's a form of gambling, and I'm losing my voice over this. My God. I'm of two minds on this. I hate microtransactions with a passion. There is few things that are as big of a turnoff towards video games for me than finding out that the game has microtransactions. On the other hand, I don't want government getting involved in managing or micromanaging game developers, because that's a real slippery slope. I'm not talking about some sort of conspiracy or anything like that. It's not taking over the world. I'm not paranoid about that. I don't want them deciding what content is allowable in a video game. I think we have a rating system that works just fine, and I don't want government messing with that, because it works. Everybody knows what mature is. Everybody knows what general audiences are. All that good stuff. Now, I know that the two stories are completely different from each other. I realize that. I know that microtransactions and seeing them as gambling is completely different than managing content in a video game by the government. So, I get that. I'm just saying that once they get involved, they might want to keep getting involved more and more. And that's kind of scary to me. Now, I hope this works out for the best, and I hope they kick EA's ass in as much as microtransactions are either severely redone or done away with completely. Because if you heard what Jake reported, EA told their investors that turning off microtransactions will not affect their profits. Whoa, hold the phone. Does that mean that EA is lying to their investors? Or does that mean that EA has been lying to us, the consumers, for so long? Because they've been saying all along, oh, games are too expensive to make. We're not making enough money for the titles we make. My God. So, you just told your investors that microtransactions will not affect income from the game. But you're telling us, and have been telling us for years, that microtransactions are what's keeping games alive? Which is it, EA? Which is it? Tell me, because I feel like I'm being lied to. In fact, I don't feel it, I know it. I am 99% sure you're telling your investors the truth. You know why? Because your investors, if you piss them off, you're out of business. That's the essence of it. You will not lie to your investors, or at least you're highly unlikely to. Which means there's only one option left, and that option is that you've been lying to us this entire time for years, telling us how important microtransactions are to your business. You can't have it both ways, EA. You just can't. And I hope they kick your ass over this. I really, really do. I also hope that this is where government intervention ends and we don't get more of it, especially in places where it's unnecessary. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much to Jake Monster for his fine reporting. If you just stumbled across this video, this channel, or me, won't you click that candy like subscribe button and give me a chance to win you over? You'll not only have my sincerest gratitude, you'll not only be helping to build a fantastic community, but most importantly, and if YouTube is working correctly, you'll always be notified whenever a new video goes up on the channel. This is Rob for Games New to Me, saying, EA, get your act together, because somebody's going to get it together for you if you don't. Until next time, guys, be good to each other, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.